Hi, and welcome to Screens in Focus podcast, where we share and connect as we spotlight our favorite shows and movies. I'm Diana, and today we're talking about The Walking Dead, Season 11, Episode 4, and our recommendations on 9 Perfect Strangers, The Verge, and Free Guy, plus more. My friend Debbie is back and joining me today to talk about The Walking Dead. Hi, Debbie.
Howdy, howdy.
How are you today?
Doing very well, thanks.
I'm so happy to have you back talking about our favorite show. This show has been our favorite show for a while now.
You introduced me to it over 10 years now.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Oh, so in this episode, we see a lot of dog, right?
In the beginning.
Yes, we see a lot of dog in the beginning. Well, it's funny because he took over Walking Dead Instagram account, which I think is so funny. It's like, hi, I'm Dog. I'm here to take over this,
Aren't I adorable?
Yes, exactly. Showing his pictures. So it was really cute. So we saw him have his loyalties go a certain way. So I want to find out from you. 1, have you ever had a loyal pet? And 2, did dog make the right choice?
Well, I've had many, many pets, and some still make me cry to think about them to this day. But yes, I've had many loyal pets. However, most of the cats I've had are, little princesses. So I don't know how loyal they are, but they were sure fun. Yeah, we got to have our pets.
Yeah.
And it was interesting who Dog chose. I totally thought he was going to run to Daryl, but, well, he stayed with Leah.
I know. So, what did you think about that choice?
Well, if Dog is a male, I can see him going to the female human. I guess that's kind of the average census. But it seemed like he's been with Daryl for longer.
I know, right?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was interesting, but it added fun. It was kind of fun to see that Daryl was rejected by the dog.
Again.
Yes.
Again. Well,
what about you? What about your pet?
Yes, of course I've had loyal pets. And I agree with you, the dogs have been pretty loyal that we've had. Especially our big dogs. Our big dogs have been. We have had some little dogs too. They're not quite as loyal. They're running off, but the big dogs, man, they just want to be loved and to be of service, and they're pretty loyal. I remember one time the boys were younger. They weren't super young. They were younger, and they left the door open. And when we came home, we're like, oh my God, the door is open. We've been gone for a while. And we all came in, and the dogs are sitting there. They're in their little beds. I'm like, oh my gosh, the dogs didn't run away. These dogs have loyalty, I'm telling you, especially the big one. I'm like, he knows he's got it good here, or she's got it good here. So yes, so that our dog was totally loyal. But with Dog, did he make the right choice? I would initially say no, but I started thinking back when Dog went with Carol, that time that Daryl and Carol were that split in the road. And I had said at that point that I felt that Dog went with who needed him. So I felt that Dog could sense where he needed to be.
Wow.
So I think here, Dog is sensing, I need to be with Leah. So whether that's I need to be with her because she either needs me, she needs my help, or it's that I need you, Daryl, to help her, right? And the only way I'm going to get you to do it is if I don't go with you.
Good point. Very good.
That's my dog psychology. I got my degree online. No, I'm just kidding. So everyone out there, let us know what you think. You can leave us a comment on Twitter at @in_screens. You can follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our website. The links are in our show notes. Okay, so episode 4, entitled Rendition, was a surprising episode centering on Daryl and what happened to him after the group was attacked by the Reapers. I kept yelling, "Where is Dog?" throughout the episode. And Daryl is reunited with his past love interest, Leah, as he faces torture and tests and questioning by the Reapers and their leader, Pope. We are finally introduced to Pope. So, Debbie, what were your overall thoughts on this episode?
Well, this episode was kind of frustrating and compelling as well, watching Daryl and Leah navigate through this Pope dude and his order. And honestly, the ridiculous torture of Daryl, in my mind, I don't know if I'm over it, but poor Daryl's been through so much. But it was not on the boring side, but just kind of, oh gosh, okay, I can't wait for this scene to be over,
Yeah.
But so that was my overall impression.
Mm-hmm. So what stood out to you in this episode, Debbie?
Well, honestly, as I was just saying, I'm kind of over the torment of people and then another evil group. And I'm not a comic reader, I didn't realize there was another bad guy. So either way, I couldn't wait to get past all the torture of Daryl. And, again, he sure had a share. But I kept thinking, well, who are these people and why? What do they want? What are they doing? It was just kind of annoying.
Well, what's funny to me is I watched this. I thought, why does Daryl always fall into these groups where they want him to join them? Because this is not the first time. The Marauders back in season 4 or 5, I think it was 5, that they wanted Daryl to join them.
Yeah.
And so he always gets mixed in with these groups. And Daryl is so wanted. They're like, come with us, come with us. And I think because he's normally pretending to be a loner and not be with anybody, and he's just wandering around, and then, not to get killed and survived, he just goes along with it. So, but I really did think this is another time that people want him to join. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. I was super shocked to see Leah as a Reaper. But as I'm saying that, I knew she was going to pop up somewhere, and I knew she was going to be affiliated with the military group. But I guess I wasn't expecting her yet, and also to be with these people that are so ferocious, if for lack of a better word, I don't even know. But yeah, I was surprised. I mean, can't you be with like a fun group or I don't know, somebody else, I didn't expect her to have such a hard shell with Daryl. And I was surprised a little that Daryl lied to her right off the bat, but I was happy he did because he was protecting Maggie and the others.
Yeah, well, he didn't know where she was coming from yet, right? Yeah.
I know, but I'm thinking your love interest, somebody that you love, wanted to spend your life with, and then, Yeah,
but look how intense it was until she pulled that hood off. So, he was probably couldn't believe his eyes.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he wasn't sucked into his previous feelings for her. Yeah. I really was, because I hate when that happens too. So I like that he had all his faculties there and he was thinking the right way.
Well, this group definitely is different, and then that first scene when one of her partners or one of the group was dead and that dude was speaking Latin or biblical prattle, it just didn't make sense. And I thought, okay, come on, get on with it. But, I guess they had to introduce somehow that this Pope is in some manner has to seem really menacing. So I understand that part. It was, I don't know, it was just a little aggro on this whole episode. But I did like that Daryl and Leah were able to talk and say some of the things that they needed to say, not to have closure, but to move further and at least fill each other out a little bit. But then when they were in that fire in that building, oh my gosh, I just thought it was crazy. And of course, we knew he was going to get out. And then when the Pope says, welcome him. I thought, what the heck is going on here? Yikes! But I'm sure Leah eventually will just act like she's going to stay with Pope, but she'll probably eventually side with Daryl. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm hoping that.
I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that biblical stuff was interesting. And Pope says God is here, which I found interesting that he used those words because Father Gabriel said God isn't here when he killed that Reaper.
Yeah. Good.
So,
good.
I don't know. They just stuck out to me, those words. So, but I was glad Daryl told Leah, I came back for you.
Yeah.
I looked everywhere for you. And then later, when she's emotional over losing one of her people, they have a conversation about the life she has led with this group and that they wouldn't have worked out. And Daryl questions that. And he doesn't buy it. And he doesn't buy that this is really who she is. And she tells him that she doesn't want him hurt and to give her something, which he does. And it made me wonder if it was a ploy in a way. I don't know if I trust her, right? So I'm like, oh, are you playing?
Yeah, but he's smart too. So
I don't know. And then I was a little surprised that he said that the leader's a woman because I felt that put a target on Maggie. But at the same time, maybe it'll save Maggie because, sometimes they want to save the leaders to, I don't know, do something else with. But I laughed when he said the tall, skinny guy who never shuts up. For a moment, I'm all, who's tall and skinny? Because I never thought of Negan as being skinny, but I'm sure.
Well, he's slender.
He is slender, but I never thought of him as being skinny, right?
I never thought of him being tall and skinny.
So I'm like, oh, but when he said it never shuts up, I'm like, oh, he's talking about Negan. So I thought that was funny. Of course, he describes Father Gabriel too.
Yeah.
But wow, that fire in the room, I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And you see Daryl just kind of kick into action and finding things to break out the window and break down the boards. And I'm thinking, okay, they've got to hear this. They've got to expect that someone's going to do this. So I wasn't really sure what was going to happen, but it was surprising that after he did all that and he gets her out first and then he gets out, that they're all standing around.
I know.
And then she goes and stands with them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, man. But it was super creepy.
Yes.
Because that Pope is definitely whacked.
Oh, yeah.
He says that they are the chosen ones because fire had no power over them. And then he tells Daryl that the gun show was you tonight because you came out of the fire and you don't even have a scratch on you. And he tells the others that he is family now. And I'm thinking, great. Now he has to escape this bunch of crazies. This cult, another cult. Here he is, another cult.
So real quick, I've never been in a fire, but shouldn't she have had soot on her cheeks her face was all clean and she's standing there all smug. And I'm thinking, where's the smoke remnants?
Yeah,
anyway.
That's true. So true. So Debbie, any other thoughts or tidbits from this episode?
Yeah, so after the episode, I realized, hey, where the heck's Dog been? I haven't seen or heard of him since the beginning when he chose Leah.
Yeah. So
I was just wondering where Dog was. And yeah, these Reapers are super creepy and they're scary. And then and then that scene when the Pope threw that guy into the fire, you could hear it and snap, crackle, pop. I'm like, well, it was so gross. Holy moly. What about you?
I know, that was terrible. I'm thinking, man, you're doing this to your own person. But he just doesn't like betrayal or not betrayal, but I feel like he feels that
weak.
He had no scratches, no harm to him. But yes, he brought the other guy back, but then nothing happened to him. So he's wondering, well, why is that? You should,
See, I felt that guy was weak. That was my observation.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's what he was feeling. Yeah. But I loved watching Dog in the very beginning because Daryl's like going around that building with Dog, and Dog's like waiting next to him. And I'm like, okay, my dog would be barking up a storm and trying to chase the guy down, right? You know, or what, I mean, maybe to lick him or whatever else, but still he would be like, who are you? But no, the dog's all quiet. And then I loved how Daryl motions the dog to like go first and over that little area. And so the dog leaps over. I'm like, oh my God, Dog is so well trained. I love Dog. He's
and
so
intuitive. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was so cool. But then when the Reaper throws Dog,
oh yeah,
and Daryl's all, no. Oh my gosh, I really felt it. Here we go again with the animals. I didn't think Dog was dead because I didn't think they would do that, but I was worried. I was worried for Dog. I'm like, oh man, I don't want him to be hurt. And so, and we talked about how Dog went with Leah, and we weren't really thrilled about that. But we'll see if that is Dog trying to be helpful in his own way. But that guy, they're all crying over this brother that was killed. And Pope says he's pissed and wants them to feel his wrath. But honestly, I kept thinking, you are the ones that attacked the group.
Yep.
So what the hell?
Yep.
I mean, did you think the group shouldn't fight back? They killed Maggie's group, so they initiated everything. So why are they so mad? This is what I don't understand.
Me too.
It didn't make sense to me.
Right.
And then I didn't recognize the guy in the cell with on the other cell with Daryl. I'm like, who is that guy? And then, of course, that's when I was looking for Elijah. I'm like, where's Elijah? Where's Elijah? I'm like, that's not Elijah. I'm like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
It must be one of the Meridian group. Who
was it?
He had to be one of Maggie's groups that I didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
So I am curious what's going to happen with Leah. And I'm thinking, are they just getting her out of the way because eventually Connie will step in? Because we still have to go through what's going to happen with Connie when she returns, because that was...
Do we know she returns?
Yes, I believe we do. Well, yeah, because we saw her with the guy with the backpack. I can't think of his name right now. The guy that had taken Michonne and then went to that island and he came back. But he found Connie on the road and they went off and we haven't seen them again. Yep. So we know she's alive. And, her and Daryl were close. I mean, nothing had progressed with them, but I mean, people were speculating, oh, maybe this. And then
they had chemistry.
Yeah. And so then when Leah popped in, they're like, Leah, and then she took off. We knew she wasn't dead. We're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a triangle or a whatever it is, triangle, rectangle, because then there's Carol, right? So I'm like, oh my God. Oh gosh. So I'm just really curious how all these relationships are going to play out. So it'll be very interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Okay, Debbie, we are at our segment called And the Award Goes To. And so I would like to know, what was your favorite quote, character, or moment?
So I always seem to go for the comical phrases.
Okay.
But that long-haired guy, he goes, well, I guess I'll show my dumb ass out then. When Leo was going to interrogate Daryl, I just thought that was a fun comment. So
I love that comment too. It stuck out to me, and I'm like, oh, I want to remember to bring that up. And of course, I hadn't brought it up yet, but so I'm so glad you saw that because it really hit me too, and I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I actually thought that was funniest scene of the whole episode.
Yeah. Needed a little comic relief there.
What about you?
Mine's going to go to Daryl, of course. I love that he is tough. And he's sweet.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So he won't give up where his people are, right? I mean, he's taking it. I mean, that whole waterboard thing. And so, it just always looks horrendous to me. So, the fact that he went through that and even fighting the fire and just everything, fighting, hand to hand with the
whatever they throw at him.
Yes, he was handling it all. And so I just love how tough he is. But then he tells her, I told you everything. Kill me if you want. I've got nothing else to say.
Yeah, that was intense.
And I'm like, oh my God, the fact that he said that, I mean, he's willing to die for his group. And I know he's loyal. That's what makes me love Daryl so much. He's so loyal. And then even though she is part of the torture team, he still tries to reach Leah because he remembers the Leah that he knows. And so I just think that that's very sweet.
Yeah. So let me just add one last thing. It was funny, and it popped into me at the end. I'm like, I miss Michonne.
I know.
I just have to say that. I miss Michonne.
I agree. I miss her too. But we hope, and I believe she'll be back when the movies come out, whenever that is. But will she come out before then? I don't know. I hope so. I do miss her. So I miss Rick too. I really
well, that's
miss
a given.
Rick.
Yeah.
I know.
Me too.
I know. I don't think, honestly, that I was ever bored when Rick was on the screen.
Yeah. I agree.
He filled my everything. But I love it when he's his badass self and helping his family or helping his group or trying to figure out.
Running with those cowboy boots on.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I do miss him. Okay, that was our Rick moment. But thank you, Debbie, for your insights on The Walking Dead. But I'd also like to know, what else are you currently watching?
Lucifer is one of my favorite series, and now season 6 has been posted, so I'm watching season 6 of Lucifer. On Netflix, there's another one. It's called Beckett. It's about a tourist in Greece, and he ends up being chased by bad people and bad cops, and it was just really incredible and really suspenseful. And what I liked is, instead of him being some like super macho guy, he was like a normal man and surviving some of the most incredible, horrible situations. And I don't want to spoil the end, but it's very interesting. So it's definitely a must watch. And then, oh my gosh, just this past Friday night, I saw the movie Free Guy. So we were just like, my friend and she came over and she said, let's go to the show. I said, okay. I said, we've got this, this, and this, and I don't know anything about any of these movies. And so she said, let's go see Free Guy. I've heard it's funny. So I had no idea what I was stepping into, but I loved it. And I laughed. I loved the soundtrack. In fact, when I went home, I went on Spotify and I pulled up soundtrack to Free Guy. I was singing to all the songs, and they're so appropriate. And it is freaking hilarious. I can't wait to watch it again. It is definitely a must. It's a 5-star, funny movie. And I'm not going to say anything about it because I did not know what I was watching, but I highly recommend it.
I've heard of it and I've been wanting to watch it. I saw the previews and my boys have seen it, and we're going to have to go ourselves. So I'm looking forward to it. I wanted to watch it. I heard it was good. So I'm so glad you're recommending it.
So good.
Awesome. So I've been watching 9 Perfect Strangers on Hulu. And I was really actually looking forward to seeing this because it's developed by David E. Kelley. It's a book by Leanne Moriarty, and it's starring Nicole Kidman and also Melissa McCarthy and a slew of other famous actors. And so this show is about, they arrive at this cultish resort called Tranquillum. It is run by Masha, who is Kidman doing a Russian accent. And everybody's phone is taken away, and they're giving this microdosing of a drug unbeknownst to any of them, and which has interesting effects. But I am going to say it's been watchable, but it isn't what I was expecting. But with saying all of that, I do love Nicole Kidman, but to me, the highlight has been Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy?
Yes, she is so good. And then I've seen all these tweets and everything about her every time an episode is on. So people are just loving her, and I love it because I really do love her as an actress. I think anybody who can do comedy and serious dramatic roles is so good. And so I love that she can...
she's diverse.
Yeah, that she is that way. So I'm really glad that this is highlighting her skills and everything. So I'm not done with the series, but I'm continuing to watch it.
Can't wait.
I'm watching The Verge, which is on Netflix. And it's interesting because this is kind of one of those shows that you could just pass over and not watch. And I've only seen a few episodes, but it's kind of has me wondering about it. So I keep tuning in. Nothing super big or huge is happening. It's about 4 women in their 40s who are all friends dealing with life. And Julie Delpy wrote, directed, and stars in the TV series. Elizabeth Shue is in it, Sarah Jones, and Alexia Landau. And they have a unique relationship. They're always there for each other, which is one of the things that I really like to see, when people are really there for another person. And so I think that's what keeps me coming back, because of that relationship. So I would recommend it for people who aren't wanting to watch blood and guts, and kind of feels like a comedy drama, more drama, but has a little bit of lightness to it. So
can't wait to watch it.
So far, I mean, that's how I've only seen about maybe 3 or 4 episodes. I also watched a movie called Sweet Girl on Netflix, and Jason Momoa is in it.
Oh, I saw that too.
And all I want to say is he's in it, and that's it, right?
Oh, no, it's a great movie. It's great. It's actually very good.
It did not get a good review, so I was reluctant to go into it. But I'm like, come on, Jason Momoa is in this.
Oh, yeah.
I need to watch it. So I did. And just watching him, I just love it. And I liked it too.
Yeah.
I liked it too. I thought it was...
I love watching him too.
Yeah. So, right. That's what I'm saying. That's all I have to say is his name, right? And that's all.
Yeah.
I just watched Malignant. And this is written and directed by James Wan, who also did Fast and Furious, Conjuring, Aquaman. It's about a woman who begins to have dreams of people dying and then quickly realizes they are reality. This is a horror film. Oh. It's scary. And I liked the story in the sense that I didn't always know what was going to happen, and we had to keep guessing. We're like,
oh, good. So it wasn't predictable.
No, right. Right.
Okay.
And for a horror story, that's, sometimes hard to do because they tend to be predictable. So I really liked it. So I think he did a really good job of creating this. So those are my recommendations. Debbie, thank you for yours. I'm going to watch. I can't wait to watch Free Guy.
Oh, my gosh. I want to see it again.
Yeah, I love it.
It was feel good, fun, and just freaking hilarious.
I know. So, and I also really, of course, appreciate you joining me talking about The Walking Dead.
Thank you. I love The Walking Dead.
I know. Because either if we didn't discuss it here, we'd be texting each other and calling each other. But I prefer getting
face
your information here. Yeah.
COVID friendly, 6 feet apart.
Yes, exactly. So thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining me.
My pleasure.
Well, that's our show. Thanks for tuning in. We are grateful you tuned in, and we hope something we said today resonated with you, gave you a chuckle, some happiness, some positivity, or inspiration. Please subscribe to our website and follow Screens in Focus, and tell a friend. We would love more members of our TV club. You can rate and review the podcast on Apple, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. This will help other listeners find us. We'll be uploading new episodes in a couple of weeks. The next show will be on The Walking Dead Season 11, Episodes 5 and 6. You can find our website listed in our show notes. We'll see you next time. Bye.